All right, Fluffy, I have an important question for you. One bark means we should win the division and play Tampa. Two barks means don't win the division and play Toronto. Go. Just thinking about it. Answer the question. Come on. Oh, crap. But that's... I don't think he knows how to count. Well, what are you trying to say? Try it again. 1 or 2. Start now. Go. That's 2. That's 2. I'm taking it as 2. All right, we need to lose. Shut up. We need to lose and play Toronto.
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans, game 82, Toronto in Florida, and we all know we all know, right? Of course, again, the game's already played, so you know what I don't know right now, but you know that I know that even though you know what you know now, I don't really know what I even want to know later when you already know what you know. So if the Panthers win and Boston loses, or they get a point, we can win the division, or we could just fall flat on our face and take second place. And I have just gone around and around and around and around with it with myself, and it just whatever happens, I suppose that's what was meant to happen. I don't know. There's every different possible angle. I talked myself into, well, if the Leafs goaltending situation right now not so great. Do you want to play Vasilevsky in the first round? Maybe not. Okay, fine. Then you beat Toronto, and then in the second round you get Tampa with Vasilevsky, who's already warmed up against the Bruins, right? I'm not saying that's the guarantee, but I mean, Tampa, Toronto, or Toronto, then Tampa, or Toronto, then Boston. I mean, there's no easy road, right? It's no easy road. We ain't going to get the Islanders like the Canes did. And, of course, as soon as I say that, the Canes will lose. Plus, I picked the Canes to win the Stanley Cup at the beginning of the season. So, but in terms of the lineup tonight, I know I almost said Drieger. Stolars is in net. Stolars is not going to be drunk tonight because he is going to want to be the guy that stops Austin Matthews from hitting goal 70. Past that, there's the other part to this, right? Who does Toronto want, right? I mean, you see, wanting Florida got them last year, but Boston has pretty much dominated them this year. So I don't know. This could be a game that by the end of the game, each team is just taking turns putting the puck into their own net in hopes of manipulating their playoff opponent. And, of course, Boston gets to choose as well, somewhat, because, Ottawa, right? Do you think Brady called in a favor, or Matthew called in a favor to Brady, say, hey, this is what we want, lay down so they keep first place? I understand all the benefits to the home. I get it. I think we've just been ready for the playoffs for so long that I'm just like, we're overcooked. It's been in the oven too long. So, 2 points. All right, so it's 2-0 Toronto after 1. I think Maurice might have been exaggerating. He might have been fibbing when he talked all day about how we're playing to win. Because, come on now, okay, we're definitely, most assuredly, beyond a shadow of a doubt, not playing to win. At least not in that first period. Now, for what it may be, Maurice lights their fire under their ass and we try to come back and win this game. Though I don't know why we would want to do that. Ottawa is beating Boston. So clearly, Boston is definitely tanking, right, on purpose. So it's obvious that Boston wants Toronto. They don't want Tampa, which is where I'm at. Nobody's interested in playing Tampa right now, which is funny because Boston doesn't want to play Tampa. I don't think the Panthers want to play Tampa. They'd both rather play Toronto, but Toronto's the team that beat Tampa last year. So you make that make sense to me. Verhaeghe is back. I forgot to mention that. We're not. We came out. We laid about 5 hits in the first few minutes, and then since then, we look bad. We look really, really, really bad. Rodriguez has taken his nightly penalty. He's kind of turning into Frank Petrano without the goals out there every night. Stupid penalty. Stupid penalty. Like, he kind of grabbed the guy for a second, and then the puck got free, and and then he had gotten away with the one little grab, and then he just basically, practically bear hugs the guy. So, all right. I hate coming here and saying I hope we lose. And I'm certainly not screaming we want Toronto. But however it is, whatever you want, whatever I want, it pretty much seems clear to me what the Panthers want. So, remember all that shit I just said back long time ago in the first period? I did qualify and say that at least the first period they were not playing like they wanted to win. I give up. I give up. Okay? Like I said in the pregame, whatever has happened is what was meant to happen. And who knows at this point? Because, the way this game is gone, I expect us to give up 4 in the third period and lose. So, I'm going to wait to make my, possible matchup analysis towards the end of the game because this one's not over. But 4 goals in like 3 minutes or so. What the hell was that? Right? Look good. We just had a franchise record 31 shots, most shots ever in a period. I can only assume, by reading into that and really analyzing it heavily, that I think they want to win the division. Let's finish this off. All right, let's do this one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 points, and we won the division. And I've never been so conflicted in my life about winning the division. But if that's what they want, it's like your kids. They're all like my kids' age anyway, for the most part, right? Is there anybody on that team that I'm too old, that I'm not old enough to be their dad? Yeah, there's probably a couple. I could be Bob's dad. I suppose I might be pushing it. How old is he? The point is that it's like your kids. It's like, you know what, son? If that's what you want to do, I'll support you. Let's kick some ass. So, for purposes of the recap, to entertain myself, I was, what's the word? Not disaffected. What's the word? I was conflicted. But at this point, I will echo the sentiments that we got on the live stream with 225 people tonight. Thank y'all for joining us. The general sentiment is bring it on. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. There will be no questioning about should we have not or should we have. That is in that part. That is in the past. And now we have to focus on Tampa. And I will always say that towards the end of the season, I like to say it doesn't really, I don't look at the last 5-10 games and think this team is going to do this and this team is going to do that, because it gets weird towards the end of the season. Now, that said, Vasilevsky's last 5 games, I looked up, and it has not been spectacular. He's given up 5 goals, and he gave up 4 goals twice, and the save percentage has not been great. But again, that's the end of the season. You know what I mean? And that, if there's anybody that can flick it on with the flick of a switch, it would be Vasilevsky. Where I think we have the advantage is, and if Vasilevsky's not going great or something happens, they screwed. At least with us, we've got 2 legitimate number 1 goaltenders at this point. Whether or not Stolarz ends up a number 1 the rest of his career, right now his numbers are number 1 and all over the place. So there's that. But it's going to be, reminiscing. We're going to be reminiscing and reminiscing and all of those things. And for me personally, what this begins to remind me of is growing up in the Marino days of football and the Dolphins and the Bills. And every year, that's who we had to get through to get where we were going. And we did get to the Cup final last year, but we did not play Tampa. So we can go ad nauseum about, the advantages of maybe Toronto or Tampa or this, that, and the other one. Doesn't matter. We've got Tampa. We won the division. We've got home ice advantage for this round. And we have home ice now in the second round for sure. And then if somehow the Islanders or Capitals, who made that last wild card, if somehow the Islanders or Capitals get into the Eastern Conference Finals and we would play them, then we would have home ice there as well. Stolarz did his job tonight, and the other thing is Matthews came like... I thought it went in. He almost got his 70th goal, and they were trying. They even had a power play there at the end, so they had the empty net, so it was 6-on-4, but Reinhart puts one in, gets the empty netter, and I have a feeling Matthews might get his 70th tomorrow. I would assume, right, with Tampa having nothing to play for, that they will not see Vasilevsky on the ice tomorrow, and Tampa has no reason to even, even show up to the game, so I would suspect that Matthews is probably going to get 70, 71, and maybe even 72, just for good measure. So we'll see how that goes. Now, in terms of the content on this channel, I'm not having a lot of luck getting a hold of people. I'm going to leave it at that for right now. That's okay. Kyle is going to have a follow-up video with his the skit video he did the other day. He's going to write that, produce that up tomorrow, and I'll have it out on Thursday. Right? Wait, tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, that'll be out on Thursday. And we'll have a members-only podcast tomorrow. Okay, I didn't get into one on Monday because of the video that I'm getting ready to. Actually, there's a second video that's coming out Thursday, but that is our musical video that we do every year. I will have playoff previews. I know I'm going to be doing, obviously, for the Panthers. I'm going to be doing all of the Eastern Conference previews, and then we'll see how it goes with the Western Conferences. Just depends on if I get a hold of anybody that's going to join me. I got to schedule those types of things out. We will be covering, Colin and I will be covering the Boston-Toronto series. The assumption is that will start Saturday, and then Panthers and Lightning will start Sunday. So we will be covering the Boston-Toronto series with the full thing, the live streams, recaps, and starting the either Friday or Saturday, probably Saturday. The review will be every day. The noon live that I do after Panthers games, we're going to be doing that every day as long as there was some playoff game before that. So obviously, we get to the conference finals, that should still work. There may be a day here or a day there where nobody played at all the night before. But if there was hockey on Wednesday, there will be a review on Thursday. So we're going to go ahead and do that. That'll be every day at noon. All right, last thing. Thank you all. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. I never ask for subscribers, and I pay for it now because this is my 8th season, and I really should have been at least 1,000 subscribers a year. I'm at 7,400 now, so I'm going to ask. I'm just going to start asking, and maybe I can get to $8,000 before the playoffs. before the end of the season. That said, thank you all for joining me for another fantastic year. It's been a good year, and there's a whole hell of a lot more to do. Unfortunately, this year I did not get to do all 82 recaps because I took the 3 games off after Ellie passed. And other than that, I would have made them all, but you know what? That's a viable excuse. You know what I mean? It wasn't because I was sick or something like that. And, you know, Kyle, big help this year, right? He's really stepped up and helped me a lot. I could not do this channel without him. I could not do this channel without all the financial support, the super chats, the memberships that y'all give, because you guys pay for the house payment every month. That's basically what YouTube makes me is my house payment, and that's kind of important. It's kind of important. So thank you all again, and like I said, we ain't done. But in terms of the regular season, thank you all for a great year. And last thing I'll say, for those of you who keep track of the goings on with this channel, I'm not quitting at the end of this season. I made a post earlier in the year, and I realized after the fact and how people were interpreting it, I kind of worded it wrong. I said that this would be the last year of live stream recap review, and I didn't think about it when I wrote it. People thought, oh, this is the last year of all of it, and what I was saying at that time was this might be the last year that I can do all 3 for every single game. So we'll see how it goes. We got to get through the playoffs. I've got other channels that I'm trying to get monetized. Football channel is monetized. I'm trying to make this work. But the truth of it, I mean, like the truth is, like today I had to pay my $500 electric bill, and it took me 6 tries to find a credit card I could put half of it on. And I've financed this channel for years now, and I'm trying to bring it to next year, but I got to get those other channels up and running and monetized so I can have income coming in from something other than this one channel on the eBay store. But thank you all, especially with the memberships, and you guys come to the streams and you give an extraordinarily large amount of money compared to what I see with other channels. I got the best community on YouTube. It's not even close. All right, we'll be live tomorrow at noon with the review, and I'll probably make a community post tomorrow when I have my schedule for the content laid out a little bit better. Appreciate the support, Panthers. Let's do this thing again, only this year. Let's finish this.